This week on Cage Side Seats, the podcast, we're making our wild WrestleMania predictions, celebrating Toni Time, and oh yeah, talking to the EST herself, Bianca Belair.
Welcome to Cage Side Seats, the podcast. We don't have a good name, but we do have great opinions. I'm your host, Stella Cheeks, and with me, as always, is Marcus Benjamin.
What's up, Stella? Hey, what's going on? Hey, and all you people listening on this magnanimous, stupendous WrestleMania week, which is going to kill us all. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. We were just joking. I have like very chaotic energy right now. I don't know why. I have had a wild day, so I'm ready to roll this energy into WrestleMania and keep it up for it all. I feel like I'm fully going in manic into Mania.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. No, I'm the same. It's going to be. After this is our last day of peace.
And we're not even there. Can you think the people who go there and try and work? Like, how do you even get Wi-Fi? I don't know how you do it.
I don't get it. And it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine, just about this weekend, and he watches wrestling every now and then. He watched it a lot more when we were younger, but he still keeps tabs on it. Just because for money moves, the moves they make, and he's always interested in that.
Money moves. We're not talking about Shane McMahon yet.
Here comes all the money. I was explaining to him, just like, there's SmackDown on Friday. There's the Hall of Fame after that. There's the NXT show on Saturday morning. There is WrestleMania Saturday night. And he was like, everybody's not going to go to that. I was like, no, the hardcore fans, yes, they will. They're going to go to every single one of those events every day, Friday through Sunday. I was like, dude, it's like
Friday through Monday. What are you talking about?
That's right. You're right. Friday through Monday. Right. It's just going to be insane. I was explaining to him that for WrestleMania is to these towns what the Super Bowl is to their towns when they show up.
Oh, yeah.
It's just an economic driver, man. And people just go to everything.
Especially because so many people come in from all over the world. Like, that's exciting. You got to make it into an experience. And that's not even counting all of the indie shows that pop up and make it an even more enjoyable experience. It is pretty shady of WWE to put NXT during the day and kind of take away some eyes from some indie shows.
But that's what their plan is. That's always what their plan is. How do we cannibalize everything?
I know several people who will have two TVs up to watch NXT and Effie's Big Game Brunch. And I applaud those people. I applaud, you know what? We drag WWE all the time. We snark about wrestling. But like at the end of the day, we are wrestling fans. We wouldn't do it. We wouldn't watch as much as we do, talk about it as much as we do. Like, yeah, it's technically our jobs, but this wouldn't be my job if I didn't love wrestling.
Exactly.
And I'm just excited for this weekend, whether it is actually stupendous or if it's stupendously terrible. Like, I'm ready for it. Let's go, baby.
I agree. Like I was on the fence about my excitement, and then funny enough, it was I don't know if we're going to get to this, so I'll mention a little bit. It was the Randy Orton quote about
that happened just before.
Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, and I'm sure by the time you listen to this, you'll see it. But Randy Orton had some not so nice words to say about some NXT wrestlers. He didn't say names, but he talked about the number one thing that's paramount, that Vince says is paramount when Vince was on Pat McAfee's show, is safety and taking care of the other wrestlers. And he said, they don't teach that in NXT, because I've been in the ring with some NXT guys and they don't know what they're doing. I'm cleaning it up because Randy was, Randy.
Yeah.
But that sort of got me hyped, like, oh, all right, this is okay. That's right, WrestleMania, yeah, okay. And then seeing Paul Heyman.
Why did that get you hyped? Just like you're like the wrestlers are wilding out. It's time
I think that's what it was. It's just like, oh, these dudes are just bugging. Let's do it. All right. And then seeing Paul Heyman everywhere this week, like he showed up on Good Morning Football, which was really cool because I watch Good Morning Football every morning when because the news is depressing, and I'm just like, it's just like this is cool. Like Heyman's out there doing doing stuff. Roman's out there doing stuff. Brock's not really, but Brock doesn't have to because he's Brock.
Bianca's out here talking to people like us.
Right, Bianca's talking to us. Like it's just a really exciting time to be a fan. You know, like you said, snark aside. Like I saw a picture of Stephanie sitting on the Undertaker throne that they're debuting probably now or maybe an hour from now. If you're listening to this, we're recording this on Thursday, so they're debuting it tonight. And she just looks so cool. She looks so happy. And yes, it's Stephanie McMahon and she's this billionaire. But for that moment, she just looked like a fan who was just happy to be sitting on this piece of memorabilia for a wrestler who I know she respects, who she loves, and clearly she has an on-screen connection with.
Yeah, he kidnapped her that one time.
Not only did he kidnap her, he put her on a cross, he crucified her. Like, and she even mentioned that. She mentioned it on Twitter. She said it's so much better to be sitting on this thing than crucified on it. I was like, that's cool. I was like, that's cool, man. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm hyped.
All right, we got to stop being nice and happy. This is not what this show is about. This show is about maximum snark. So we got to talk about here comes the money.
Oh, we're talking about Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, well, one and the same basically at this point. It's either going to be Shane. What if it's Shane and Cody Rhodes?
So let me cap this off for the people who don't know the rumor. So the rumor is Shane McMahon is coming back for WrestleMania. Don't know whether he's coming back full time after WrestleMania, but the rumor is he will be at this show. And we're kicking around the idea of what if the big surprise for what if the big surprise for Seth's match is Shane O'Mac and not Cody Rhodes?
Frankly, I know part of the reason that the rumor of Shane is out there is so that people will get all like, Shane's gonna be Seth Rollins' opponent, so that when it is Cody, people will be like, oh, thank God it's Cody, and then it helps that. But at the same time, for as how much I snark about Cody Rhodes, it is truly my favorite pastime. If Shane McMahon's music hits, I think I might die from laughter. I think my body will collapse in on itself and I will become a black hole and accidentally destroy our world. That is what I think will happen. That will be my villain origin story. This is how I lose it and I go full Joker on everybody.
I mean, that's going to be the end of the podcast if that happens, because I mean, because it would be like, well, we can't joke about this anymore. It happened. We joked before about Bobby Lashley and Omos, and then look, it happened.
Honestly, the thing is our podcast is low-key kind of prophetic, and we should probably be a little bit more careful with the crazy stuff that we say.
Yeah, because we definitely said that on some. What if they have Omos wrestle Bobby?
They wouldn't. Would
they wouldn't do that. Nah, that's dumb. Sure enough, that's what they're doing, and it's just
that's essentially my prediction in our Mania prediction post on Cage Side, which you can go read. We have our predictions for NXT, Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1 and WrestleMania Night 2. But my prediction is basically they wouldn't let Omos beat Lashley. Would they? No, they would, but maybe. Nope, they wouldn't. Yes, maybe.
Yeah, they would. They definitely would. Especially, like he's a former WWE champion. Why wouldn't he lose? But back to the Shane thing, it's man.
Do we have to talk more about it? I feel like it's self-explanatory.
Yeah. Like, look, people. If Shane shows up and he wrestles Seth, or
for like 50 minutes,
right? Or Stella pointed out, if it's Shane and Cody wrestling Seth, that's like the Cage Side Seats of podcast. That's our buffet right there.
Shane is coming out as Cody Rhodes' new manager.
Oh my God! Oh boy!
And Cody is now the EVP of Raw Underground.
Oh no! And Brandy's the marketing coordinator. Oh man!
Oh.
Yep, it's gonna happen now.
Okay, so we're not doing match by match WrestleMania predictions because, like I said, we write them out on our site, and we want you to go look at our very, very good site. So check out our match by match, our match by match predictions there. So It Lives Rent Free is going to be AEW. It Lives Rent Free, because we still got to talk about AEW. It may be Mania season, but you know what it is? It's Toni Time, baby.
Yeah, you're right. Let's talk about that.
I am so happy that Toni Storm is in AEW. I like Toni Storm a lot. I liked her before she was in WWE. Obviously, the stuff she did in NXT UK was great, and then she did some good stuff in NXT Prime, I guess.
Right, because it's 2.0 now. So yeah, NXT Prime,
NXT Black
1,
and Gold,
and NXT the prequel.
Yeah. But she did good stuff in NXT, but she didn't totally, blow people's minds. I don't think. I think we expected a lot more from Toni, just like especially people who followed her on the indies and stuff. And then she gets called up to SmackDown, and at first it's going pretty good. And then it's going not so great. And then she's got a cream pie that she's throwing in Charlotte Flair's face, and she's a prop comic. And it was just like really disappointing. But the thing that makes me love Toni Storm, aside from the obvious, but if you want the obvious, you can go to her OnlyFans site.
I was going to say the obvious was covered up last night.
Not only did it feel like a heel move, even though obviously she's a baby face, but it was like, what did you say? Checks for cheeks.
That's what it is. That's her status now. Checks for cheeks.
Which, you know what? I respect a hustler.
I
just
do
because
too.
You got a main job doesn't mean you don't still need that side hustle. Checks for cheeks.
Right. She's got her OnlyFans page, and she's like, yo, if you want to see him, give me the loot. I'm not mad at it. Get paid.
But I think Toni Storm is an icon for showing up to work, having to throw a pie into Charlotte Flair's face and being in this ridiculously bad storyline, and then just being like, you know what? No. And then just fucking
That's right.
To Australia. She left the country. She said,
that was the ill.
I know my worth. I know what I bring to wrestling. I know that I am young and that there is sometimes a shelf life due to injuries or sexism or what have you. I am not going to waste the prime of my career in a company that treats me poorly. Goodbye. I'll be in Australia where you can't touch me. Like,
props to her. When she did it, when she just walked off, I loved it. Like I loved, and we talked about this before, that the beauty of the way wrestling is right now with all these different companies and all these different avenues to make money is that they don't have to take the shit. They don't have to. You can just go, and there's going to be, if you're decent, if you're good at your job, and if there's a need for you, especially like there is in AEW right now, and if you're a woman, they're going to give you a call at least to be like, what's up?
And honestly, just the look of joy on her face and how happy she looked. Like, who knows what will happen in WWE, right? She won her first match back. She's going to be in the Owen Hart tournament. She might rise to the top. She might struggle. Who knows? We have talked about it before, but AEW has a problem with not putting everybody on the main shows and how disappointing that is. Like, we were joking / not joking the past couple of weeks about where the F is Ruby Riott? Like, who knows what's going to happen?
Oh, speaking of which, she's on Dark. So yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I have faith, and I tweeted for months, is now Toni Time? Is it now? And it wasn't. Never was Toni Time. But you know what it is right now, Marcus? It's finally Toni Time.
You know what else time it is? Because this is living rent free in my head.
Yeah.
It's time for meaty men slapping all of the meat.
All the meaty man meat.
We are getting the meatiest of meat slapping this week.
Literally, the only way it could be more meaty is if Big E was miraculously healed and allowed to wrestle in this match.
Yes. If Big E could moonlight at Rampage this week, that would make it the thing. So we're going to get Keith Lee, who is quite the meaty man, versus Powerhouse Hobbs, who is also a meaty man. in a match, I cannot wait to see it. That better be the main event of Rampage. And what's even better, we don't have any spoilers yet. Now, I don't know whether they've dropped since this morning, but there were no spoilers for Rampage this week. So I have no idea what's going to happen with this thing. And I'm very, very excited to see these two, because I love Powerhouse Hobbs.
Oh, yeah. The overalls?
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
I rock overalls all the time. Like that's just my look. I do that thing. And I wear a shirt under mine though, because I can't do what he does. But Hobbs, Ricky, Taz, Hook, like I love all of Team Taz. You know, shout out to Brian Cage. Sorry, buddy. And
sorry,
now,
not sorry.
Right. And then you got Keith Lee, who is who's really like carving out what he's going to be in AEW, but still figuring it out. And he's got a little bit of an alliance with Swerve, and it's this really cool thing that just on another level, that these two black men, I mean, now, actually four black men, I'm assuming, in the span of 2 weeks are going to main event Rampage, because last week it was Swerve and Ricky Starks, and now this week, I'm assuming they're the main event. They probably won't be, just now that I said it. It'll be Hobbs and Keith Lee, and that's a main story for AEW is this Team Taz versus all these interlopers, as they call them, like these people who are just coming into AEW, they can just run shit. And Ricky is like, no, you don't. This is my show. And Hobbs said that last night on Dynamite. Rampage is my show. Rampage is Ricky Starks' show. It ain't your show, Keith Lee. It ain't your show, Swerve. Yeah, they're right. They're right. Rampage is Hook's show. like if we're being real about it, Hook owns everything.
Oh, we got to talk about real quick Danhausen being unable to curse Hook.
We didn't talk about it, but yes,
so good. Great. It just reminded me of how you were talking about how Scorpio Sky and the Men of the Year, just like, you know what? Hook is the coolest. Like the fact that everybody just sells for Hook is amazing. Like incredible. And I want them to never stop. I never want to hear more than 5 words out of Hook's mouth. And I want everyone to sell for him until the day he dies.
And that's how it was on the award show. Like they brought him out to announce an award. He looked at it. He didn't say anything. Ethan Page was like, "Are you going to say anything?" He didn't. And Scorpio Sky was just like, "Man, he's such a cool dude, man. There's just something about him. Oh, he didn't have to say anything. Look at it." And then when he didn't talk, and Ethan Page was like, "Did you feel that? I felt that. Man, I just felt a chill." And so you're right. Like I love how they're all just like, "Yo, Hook is cool."
Danhausen was just like, my hands aren't working. Right. Like, he looked like somebody, like a wizard who like didn't have his powers anymore, just like flicking his fingers, like, what's happening?
It was something out of Lord of the Rings, and he just came up against, a troll or an orc or whatever that he just could not handle.
It was something out of like Hocus Pocus, like the cheesy Disney movie, not Lord of the Rings. But yeah, sure, Danhausen's good, but he's not like Lord of the Rings good.
He's not Ian. He's not Sir Ian McKellen. Yeah, you're right. He's not that. Yeah.
He's no Christopher Lee.
He's no Christopher Lee. Well, who is Christopher Lee?
Who is?
Besides Christopher Lee. But again, I'm really looking forward to this match. These two dudes can go. I really hope they just let them fight. Like, I don't want to see a wrestling match. I want to see a fight between these two guys. Like, I want to see them tear up the ring. AEW's track record with ring effects, not so great.
You want an old school, like Big Show, the ring collapses?
Exactly. That's what I want. I want Big Show, Brock Lesnar, SmackDown. The ring just implodes on itself if they can do it right. Last time they tried something with implosion.
They do it, and it's just like one half of it does it, and they both just slide
off. So Tony, please rig the ring right. That's all I'm asking, please. That's all. Okay. But yeah, that's what's living rent free in my head. Is there anything else living rent free in yours?
What's living rent free in mine? Probably the fact that I got to talk to Bianca Belair this morning. That's living rent free in my head.
Yes.
The lovely people at Snickers reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to interview Bianca?" And I said, "Hey, yeah, absolutely, 100%, please."
Of course. The answer is always yes. Why wouldn't it be yes? Yes.
So, in lieu of questions from our listeners, we are going to pop it over to my interview with Bianca. I did fangirl quite a bit, but I feel like if anybody on the WrestleMania card deserves a little fangirling, it is the EST. So, take it away. Past Stella, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to throw to myself. You know what? This is why we don't do interviews.
It's just like that. Take it away, past Stella, and future Stella is going to pick you up when it's over.
Well, hi, Bianca. I'm Stella from CagesideSocials. It is beyond lovely to meet you on this bright and early morning.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I know this is a WrestleMania presser, but I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up immediately. Me and my Not Your Demographic co-host are huge readers, and we love seeing when you share what you've been reading. And we especially loved all the books that you released for Black History Month, like your favorites. And I know WrestleMania is like a really busy time of year, but I was just wondering, is there anything that you've been reading lately that you would like to share with the listeners?
Yeah, I was actually, I'm actually in the middle of reading Billie Jean King. She just wrote an autobiography. I'm just finishing, I'm like in the middle of that one, and it's so inspiring. I actually got to meet her at one of the galas that we went to, and she's so inspiring. And I just recently finished a Muhammad Ali autobiography as well.
And big biography reader.
Yes, those are some of my favorite books. And I'm just finishing up this book. I actually just bought this book in the airport. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, I have that one on my ITBR. It's Black Girls Must Be Magic.
Yes.
It's supposed to be really good.
The author is Jane Allen. It's pretty good. It's really not pretty good. It is good. I'm about, let's see, how about that much left?
I mean, you're real far.
It's driving me crazy. So I'm just like, I just want to finish it, but it's really good. It's good.
I know. That's the worst part when you're busy. You're like, I'm really grateful to be busy and I love all my jobs, but I also do just want to read. Well, thank you for sharing that. I will absolutely move that up on my TBR. I'll tweet you and let you know what I think about it. My favorite thing about WrestleMania is the pageantry. I do a best of gear post every year. And I just got to say, your gear always makes my list because I love seeing what you create. And I also just love that you create it yourself. And I wanted to know, like, where do you get your inspiration for your gear? Like, how is your process for making your gear?
Usually I sometimes go with the theme of things, like if it's a theme of a pay-per-view, or if it's a theme of whatever is kind of like going on, like if it's Black History Month, or, I go with the theme. But a lot of times too, I might have I buy the fabric and I kind of just stare at it, and it's like a puzzle piece. Last year, I just wanted just lots of shimmer and I wanted to shine. And so it was like full of my gear was full of just glitz and sparkle and rhinestones, and it kind of just came together like a puzzle. This year, same thing happened. I'm actually looking down at my entrance piece right now.
I'm so excited.
I made an entrance piece and it was just not cute. It just wasn't. I cut it all up and I just stared at the fabric and it turned into what it is now. It's like a little bit of a theme to it. I'm excited about it, but my actual wrestling gear, I usually design it and create it myself. But this year I got a little inspiration for my design. So I'm really excited afterwards to kind of talk about it. And I think it's going to go into try to go into some future plans of what I want to kind of do with fashion. So this year is kind of cute and sexy at the same time.
I'm so excited.
I'm a little bit excited about it.
Good. I can't wait to see it. Do you have some favorite gear that you've made in the past?
It's so hard because, I make all of my gear with the intention to only wear it once for my big moments, so I can look at it and I know exactly where it came from and all those emotions and feelings come back to me from that night. But probably, definitely my Black History Month gear from Takeover Portland. And then of course WrestleMania last year, because it's so much history and so much sentimental value with that one. And I think that was one of my ones that were kind of larger than life with all the rhinestones and things that hung from it. So probably those two.
Yeah. And I mean, that one was photographed and was everywhere too. And it photographed really, really well. So you had to be proud that you won the championship, obviously, but also like, thank God my gear looked amazing. I did a great job.
Thank you.
So obviously last year you made history, like main eventing WrestleMania and stealing the show. Let's be real. It was the best match of WrestleMania. And I have no doubt that you'll do it again. But you're pretty, like, your career is pretty young to be at WrestleMania 2 years in a row and 2 championships matches. Like, what does that feel like? How does that, like, could you ever even imagine?
No, you know, of course, when you get into WWE, when people say, what are your goals? You say, to go to WrestleMania, you know, that's the main goal, but let alone to main event WrestleMania. And it's kind of something that you definitely want to do, but it's, you kind of just, you say it, right? Because that's like the pinnacle of what you want to do.
Manifesting.
And so, yes. So to actually be in that moment and be at the main event of WrestleMania is very surreal. And, you know, I still think about the moment from last year, and it just hits me more and more every day. And now to be right back at WrestleMania again, going against the Raw Women's Championship with Becky Lynch. It's just so much happening in such a short amount of time. And I just take it, you know, one step at a time, but I just try to fully grasp the magnitude of what's happening and just be so appreciative of it, and just realize that, you know, some people don't even make it to WrestleMania at all. And to be here 2 years in a row, and my first 2 years on the main roster, I'm just very appreciative, and I grasp and understand how big these moments are, and I'm just super blessed to be in this position.
Absolutely. But I mean, you've also absolutely 100% like deserve it and busted your butt to be there. I even, like, every time I even think about that WrestleMania match, I just tear up. I'm like, I can't talk about it. It's actually really emotional. So when you win the Raw Women's Championship, because it is a win, not an if, how are you going to celebrate? What's going to be the first thing you do?
Oh, go straight to my husband backstage. Yeah. He's always right behind the curtain. Go celebrate with him. I'm gonna go find Vince and go shake his hand. And then, you know, celebrate with my girls in the locker room, because we have the most amazing locker room ever. And then, you know, find my family. My family's gonna be there. They're at every single big moment. My mom and my dad and my kids and my mother-in-law, my brother, my nephews and nieces, they're all going to be there. So it's just going to be a night full of just celebrating with my loved ones, because that's really what it's all about. And I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
I think that comes across so much in the way that you present yourself as a wrestler, not even like, even in the simplest promo, like I can always tell that you are surrounded by people who love and support you, and the WWE universe can like feel that. Like, there's something so like welcoming and warm about you. Like, from the moment that you came on the roster, I was like, oh, she's it. She's got it. She's the ESC for the reason. That's not just a catchphrase. That's a lifestyle.
Appreciate that.
So obviously, like, your hair has been a big part of your career. I love that crack. If I could make it a ringtone, I would be like, oh, somebody's calling. But you recently got into the hairstyling game when you gave Becky her haircut. What was that like to finally just snap and take scissors to your opponent?
This has been a long road, a long journey. I mean, This has been going on since August of SummerSlam, of, you know, winning the title at WrestleMania, winning an SB and having all this momentum, and then Becky Lynch comes back and she just takes it away in 26 seconds. And even after that, it's just like, okay, stay positive, you know, find the bigger picture, the positive message out of all of this. And you know, for me, I was like, okay, yeah, the title got taken from me in 26 seconds, but it's the impact that you have on people that's going to last longer than 26 seconds. And that's really what's important here. And I can work my way back to the top. And she told me to get to the back of the line, and I did it. And I've got myself back to the title picture. And now she's pulling every trick out of her book to still try to mess with me mentally, or take me out of WrestleMania. And it's just like, and I'm still just trying to like focus on the bigger picture. And then all of a sudden now scissors are in the ring. And now you're about to cut my braid. And I'm just like, seriously, Becky, like, we are going to WrestleMania. This is the first time that the only 2 women that have won the main event of WrestleMania are going head to head. And you're still choosing to stoop this low and try to cut my braid. And so I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I never imagined I would see scissors in the ring.
Terrifying. I was scared.
Terrified. So, you know, it was satisfying for the tables to turn and, you know, to then cut her hair. And I will say I was nice enough to at least like give her layers. I didn't take it from the scalp.
I gotta say, when you were cutting her hair, I was like, she's giving her like a pretty good haircut.
Right?
I was like, the EST was not aligned. She's like the EST of hairstyling. She can't even do a bad job here. Now she's got like a cool rock and roll haircut.
Like I'm just the EST of everything, obviously. But no, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm nice enough to not go from the scalp and give you a couple layers. I'm just gonna send you a message here to like, let's end these antics and let's just get to WrestleMania. So, you know, satisfying as it should have been to cut her hair, it wasn't satisfying enough because that's not what I want. Right. I want to get to WrestleMania. I want to win it with you know, with dignity, and I want to get my redemption at WrestleMania. That's what I want. I don't want to be cutting hair in the ring. I want to fight. I want to win the title. So, you know, I want the redemption at WrestleMania.
Are you prepared for more shenanigans to
yes.
This weekend? Not tonight. I'm so ready. I'm like, tonight, right?
yeah. I wish it was tonight, but no, absolutely. I thought I had seen every trick in the book. I'm like, okay, you have nothing left. You've shown me everything, but I'm prepared for her to try to do whatever, surprise me and pull every trick out the book. And so for me, you know, I feel like I walked into WrestleMania last year as a rookie. I'm walking in this year as like a main event winner, and I should be 100% confident. But I know that she's going to pull every trick out of the book. I'm just going to have to be adaptable, and that's really I'm going to have to adapt to everything that she throws my way, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to win at WrestleMania.
Well, I have faith. I have faith in you that you'll do it. Yeah. So this interview has been brought to us by Snickers. Snickers is now still 7th year in a row one of the main sponsors of WrestleMania, and they do these really hilarious commercials with celebrities as getting confused or whatever. And you've been in one of those, but your husband Montez was the confused one in there, bringing home 7 bottles of ketchup, right? So
yeah.
I mean, at least ketchup doesn't really go that bad. You can keep it for a while, right? It's a Costco
exactly.
buy-in bundle. But so if the tables were turned and this was your commercial or you're confused and out of it, like what is the thing that would be happening that Montez would be like, oh, Bianca needs a Snickers snack. Like, this is not, she needs a Snickers.
Oh, man, I don't know. Maybe if I was confused about, I have no idea.
Your husband can't tell when you get hangry.
I just usually get really like quiet, and I give him like this evil eye.
Like, she's been side-eyeing me for a while. I think.
Usually he asks me, what do you want to eat? And I say, it doesn't matter. And then he'll throw out 5 different things. I'm like, but no, not that. But no, not that.
Yeah. That's totally relatable. I feel like every wife has that, where it's like, why is food not in front of me right now? I don't want any of that. Why don't you just know what I want?
Yeah, you're supposed to just know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How was that filming that Snickers commercial? It just seems like a fun environment.
It's always a fun environment. And especially to get to film with my husband and like have like real life scenarios like that. Because that's something that, especially along with his tag team partner, is something that would definitely happen with the two of them. But no, it's always fun, you know, and I'm really excited to see the fun, hilarious content that Snickers and WWE are going to create for this year. Which you can, they always create this hilarious content for the fans to watch and enjoy. And I'm excited to see it. You know, you can watch it on the WWE YouTube channel and on TV screens during WrestleMania. So I'm excited to see what they're going to come up with for this year. But it's always fun to partner with Snickers and create that content.
Yeah, me too. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for meeting with me. This has been a delight. I cannot wait to read those books that you recommended, and I can't wait to cheer on your win at WrestleMania.
Thank you. I'm excited. Thanks for having me.
And to write about your gear. I'm so excited.
Hopefully it lives up to the hype.
I'm sure it will. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And interview.
Great job, Pastella.
Pastella did a pretty good job, especially considering Pastella woke up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to prep for that.
Wow. Well, again, even better job then. Very proud of you. Very happy.
All right, so we're doing a lightning round, obviously, but we're doing it a little bit different. Like I said, we're not doing our match-by-match predictions, but it's WrestleMania weekend, and, we're going to hear them say, oh, it's their WrestleMania moment, the WrestleMania moment, a million times. So let's make some WrestleMania moment predictions.
All right. So the first one out the gate for me is that one, Mr. Jonathan Knoxville will try to jump off the AT&T Tron in Jerry World. That is my prediction. Will they allow him to do it? Right. He's going. So what if that big Tron that's up there over the ring? What if I jumped off of that onto Sammy? Could I do that? They will probably tell him no.
What if he tries to do it? What if this is actually the Shane McMahon spot? What if he tries to do it and he gets up there and Shane is like just chilling up there and Shane's like, actually, this is my thing, so I'm gonna need you to leave.
That, you know what? That actually makes sense. And this is where Shane would show his ass and be like, nah, bruh. I'm the one who does the dumb shit at WrestleMania, not you. I got that lane covered. You can't.
I'm the old man who jumps off things, not you, Jonathan Knoxville.
I'm the money, not you. You're not here comes the money. I am here comes the money. You are here comes the jackass. But that's one of my predictions. My second prediction, and we all know this is going to happen. It doesn't matter. To quote Paul Heyman, this is not a prediction. This is a spoiler. All right. This is a spoiler. We all know this is going to happen. Nikita Lyons is going to steal the show at Stand and Deliver, whether she wrestles or not. She will be there. She will be a presence. She's going to be shown. I don't remember if her and Lash Legend are wrestling at Stand and Deliver.
I don't think they are. They might be a pre-show. What if she, you know what? She's going to steal the show. She doesn't even have to show up. She steals the show at NXT every...
That's my point. So it doesn't like that ladder match that's going to happen might be, it sounds like it's going to be phenomenal. Like truthfully, the Stand and Deliver card right now looks great. Doesn't matter. No one's going to care about it because
Ciampa, we don't care that it's your last match in NXT. Where is Nikita Lyons?
Hey, Carmelo, that ladder match you had was cool and everything. I'm gonna let you finish, but I really want to know about this Nikita Lyons chick. That's what I want to know about.
Because if she doesn't show up, everybody's just thinking, when is she going to show up?
Exactly.
So that is how she steals the show.
Right. And then once once Shawn Michaels and everyone else who runs NXT is like, man, they really want to see Nikita. All right, well, she's here, so we got to bring her out. We got to do something. They're going to bring her out.
They love to change the show last minute. Right. So
and she's going to come out, and that's it. That's your main event. Nikita Lyons just existing is going to be all anyone's talking about after Stand and Deliver. Doesn't matter what happens on the card. Doesn't matter who, toxic attraction. Cool. You're yesterday's news. All right. You don't exist anymore to these people.
All right.
It's all about Nikita. Now, Tony D'Angelo and Ciampa, like you said, cool. His last match. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Dolph Ziggler and Braun. This is Braun's first WrestleMania weekend. And his dad's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame Friday night. Don't give a fuck. Nikita Lyons is what the people want. It is what the people deserve, and it is what the people will get in abundance. I guarantee it.
My favorite thing about Nikita Lyons is not the favorite thing that you're going to think, but it's actually the fact that she comes out and literally like roars. And for some reason, I'm like, yeah, that's working. That works. How does that work? I love that.
Because, it's something that you said in our Slack. She comes off as sexy without it being forced.
Yeah.
Because she's just being herself.
Yeah, she's like, she roars and you're like, yeah, she seems like somebody that just roars sometimes.
Yep, exactly. Or just the way she dresses. I'm like, and you're like, she looks like a 90s comic book character.
She looks like a male artist drew her in a 90s comic book. Like she just shows up and is like, hey, I'm on X-Force now. And you're like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Like I said, Rob Liefeld. That's a Rob Liefeld special. That's exactly what she is.
Boom vibe about her.
Yeah. And you know what? I buy it. I'm cool. Nikita's gonna tear the house down. She's all anyone's gonna be talking about Saturday morning. Dallas, get ready.
You don't need coffee. We got Nikita. She's not even gonna be there. It's so funny. Okay. My WrestleMania moment predictions. Pat McAfee says stupendous so many times that he gives himself a nosebleed.
I can see that happening, and it would be even better. What if he gets the nosebleed while wrestling Austin Theory?
And Michael Cole just has one trickle of blood coming out of his ear.
Which is messed up because he's got the hearing loss thing. I just read that like right before we started. So that's even worse for Michael.
I didn't read that. Now I feel mean.
No, you're not mean at all.
I just meant like supernaturally, like something is happening and like blood is coming out of orifices that blood should not be coming out of.
Like The Exorcist 3. I can see that.
It's a horror movie. Say stupendous, or it's like The Ring. If you don't say stupendous, you die. A little girl crawls out from underneath the ring and gets you. That's Sister Abigail.
Instead of 7 days, it's 7 hours, which is how long
7 minutes.
How long they're going to. Yeah, you're right. That's how long that match should not last. 7 minutes.
Oh, I just meant you have to say stupendous every 7 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about how long. Or
Sister Abigail will get you.
Okay. Well, we're still waiting.
Where is Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
Where the app is Alexa Bliss?
Yeah.
We should start a new segment on this podcast. Where in the world is Alexa Bliss?
I guarantee you she's going to have one of those tweets this weekend. Just the emoji shrug.
Whatever. I'm getting paid, I guess.
Yeah. All right. I'm here, man. Whatever. I was at Access. But I could see that happen. This is Pat's first WrestleMania. He's going to be extra excited.
It is going to be so fun to watch WrestleMania with Pat McAfee on commentary. That is going to be fun as hell. And my real prediction, my manifestation, I don't care about rumors. I don't care about timelines. I miss her. I want her back. I want Bayley to come back on the Monday after WrestleMania. I want Bianca to win that title, and then I want Bayley to come back and be like, ding dong, remember me?
I want that to happen. I miss the hell out of Bayley.
I miss her so much.
The entire women's division on Raw or SmackDown, like just the entire women's division WWE period needs her. Like it needs that energy. Like you said, chaotic energy. Bayley is chaotic energy right now.
Every bisexual person I know, when Bayley started doing her like ding dong show with her like glasses and her weird like turtlenecks, every single bisexual person I know went, oh, this is big chaotic bisexual energy. Whether or not she is bi or whatever, this character, this choice, I feel very seen right now.
Good for them. Good. And you need that balance because Ronda's dour as hell. Charlotte is Charlotte.
Ronda can't even cut a simple promo. Her promo on SmackDown last week was embarrassing.
And the one the week before that, also embarrassing.
Yeah. It's almost like she's not good at her job.
Well, some people get all the breaks just because. Just because
they're famous or whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's famous for being famous, so let's give her a job and make her the champion. Fine, whatever. Anyway, Bayley should come back.
They can do whatever they want with Ronda as long as Bayley comes back and I get Bayley back on my TV. That is the devil's bargain I'm willing to make.
Be careful what you wish for. Monkey's paw.
All right, so that's it for this episode. But pay attention to your feeds because we will be recording some extra post-Mania podcasts this weekend because there's just going to be so much that we were like, we can't pack it into one podcast. Let's pack it into multiple podcasts.
And if you'd like to be on any of those podcasts, please make sure to send your WrestleMania weekend questions and thoughts to CagesideSocials@gmail.com. Recorded questions are encouraged, but written ones are always welcome.
And if you want to follow us on Twitter, I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
And I'm at Abstract Poetic, a 3 with that E supposed to be.
And of course, you can find all of our WrestleMania thoughts on Cage Side Seats on Twitter and Instagram. And
if we miss something you desperately want to talk about, we're not going to miss it this weekend, trust me. But in case we do, head over to CagesideSeats.com and chat with us in the comments of one of these several episode posts.
Yeah, and this one, we want to know your wild WrestleMania moment predictions.
Yes. Will you be there to see Nikita Lyons? That's what I want to know. That's all I want to know.
Until next time, Cage-Siders.
The tapes are always rolling.
Don't forget to drink water this weekend. It's very important.
Yeah, seriously, stay hydrated because it's going to be, you're in Texas. You're in Texas. Be hydrated, yes.
Stay hydrated, folks.